And everybody says, I want it. And I said, but who really wants it? They say it louder, but they're still sitting down. You know, everybody wants something, but who gets up and goes after it? It says, weigh on and take account of all these good things. And then it closes with, fix your mind on these things. Not sometimes, all the time. Fix your minds on these things. But you know, there's an opposite version. I call it the 8-4 version. It's like one of those lost records. Nobody ever found it. Maybe done by a reporter or something. And it's 4-8 upside down. I call it 8-4. And this is when the apostle Rick, you know, he said, finally, brethren, whatever is obnoxious, ugly, perverse, vicious, untrue, critical, and demeaning, dwell on those things. Now, nobody would ever do that, but doesn't it sometimes seem that they must be reading from that Bible? And it is so easy and so natural to focus on what's missing, to focus on what's deficient, to focus on what you wish you had and totally miss everything that you have around you and all the goodness and the greatness you have around you. It's a habit. When we're dating, we have this incredible ability to override those negatives. It's like we don't even see what's wrong with our future mate. Some of our friends are saying, well, Tommy, do you know this? Sometimes other people are pointing out, we can't see it. That's a great vision. But when you get married, things change. Things change for a good reason, right? Let's say that with enthusiasm. When you get married, things change for a good reason, in a good way. You know, all marriage is God's #1 platform for stimulating spiritual growth. That's what marriage is. He works on our character once we're married in ways that He cannot reach when we are single. You know, we marry a personality and we live with a character. For better or for worse. So the Apostle Paul knew that we'd have trouble with our thinking. So he gives us this filter. And the filter is pretty cool because we can apply it in every area of our life. We talked about applying it as a spouse. We can also apply it as a parent. We can apply it in business by focusing on our strengths in the marketplace and by focusing on the qualities that are positive in the relationships we have. Now, when we think about things that are lovely, pure, and true, it's really a to-think list. Now, how many of you get up in the morning or the night before and you write a to-do list? Okay, one of you. That's good. No. Most people write to-do lists, right? That is important. What's far more important? To-think list. Yeah, doing it's important, but a to-think list. If you have the right to-think list, the to-do list will take care of itself. Okay? So point number 1, each moment's a new beginning. Point number 2, we feel what we dwell upon. And point number 3, junk-proof your mind. First thing in the morning, you have an early morning joy ritual. We call it the first 15 minutes of the day. If you want to be healthy mentally, you have to refuse to think about things that unhealthy people think about most of the time. How do you do it? You need some sort of filter, some sort of test. And that's where you keep coming back to 4-8. You know, you catch yourself being negative, you're losing your cool, you go, I should have had a 4-8. Okay? I should have had a 4-8 thought. Okay? It's up to you. Nobody else can think for you. Okay? So, first thing in the morning, it's your early morning joy ritual. Right before you go to bed, it's your late night joy ritual. If you're going to be negative at lunch. Okay? I want you to picture this scene. We were in Sarasota, Florida. We were in a house where you could see the ocean in the distance out the window. And Ty was sitting inside. This was around August 1st. He was sitting inside at a dining room table with a book in front of him, a lot of notebook paper, and he was looking out at the Gulf of Mexico, and he could see the water shining, the palm trees blowing, his brother playing, his other brother playing, and a friend playing, and he was sitting in there at the dining room table working on a summer reading report. Can anybody relate to trying to get an 11-year-old boy to work on a summer reading report? So a lot of people think that I'm going around the country talking about the 4-8 principle, but I'm really starting a movement to end summer reading reports. If you're all in favor of that, raise your hand, okay? Now, I don't care about the reading of the book. I'm all for reading the book. I just want to end the reports. The reports will drive you nuts. So Ty was sitting there at the dining room table watching this beautiful scene. It was about 88 degrees, but perfectly breezy out there. Gorgeous summer day. And he's got this awful scowl on his face. This was August 1st, and my book was coming out on September 1st. And so my first line of attack was, Ty, you can't have that look on your face. I'm writing a book about having a positive attitude. It's coming out in a month. How well do you think that worked? That did not work well at all. So I thought, I'll try another line of defense. I'll empathize with him. Ty, I wouldn't want to be doing that either. In fact, I'd probably have a scowl on my face if I was writing a summer reading report as well. He just had this nonchalant look on his face. And I said, well, Ty, you've got to focus on more than just what you don't want to do right now. There's got to be something good going on in your life that you can focus on. That's what I would teach my clients in the 1% Club. And he said, like what? So he's sitting there in the middle of summer vacation in a beautiful home looking at the beach, and he can't think of anything else. He is fixated on his summer reading report. So I said, well, Ty, is there anything good about your life right now? I was thinking, well, if I open it up like that, he's certainly going to say one or two things, maybe three. And he goes, no. And I said, let me lay this out the way I see it and the way I would with my clients. There's one thing out of kilter in your life. You've got to sit inside on a beautiful day and work on a summer reading report. But then there's 15 plus things that are great with your life, from your grandparents to your restaurant to the fact you still have more summer vacation. Why in the world would you choose to let your entire disposition, your entire attitude, your outlook, your facial expression be determined by the one thing that's out of kilter in your life, when there's 15 plus that you could justify or reasons for smiling? And he got it. But I argue we are all walking around with a summer reading report that we've got to work on. And here's the thing that I wanted him to understand. When he finishes this summer reading report, there's going to be another one. And then another one. And then, I wish somebody had told me when I was young that the summer reading reports, the adversities, the troubles, the problems, the challenges, they're going to come one right after the next. It's not like you look forward to that being done and then life's free. There's no problems after that. There's no problems after you finish this summer reading report except getting through middle school and then high school and then college. But after you get out of college, there's no problems, right? Well, then you get married. But, then you have problems. But then you go, well, a child would get rid of the problem. So you have a child. No problems, right? No. See, life is just a series of problems and a series of great things. In fact, the Apostle Paul gave us the verse, Philippians 4:8, because he knew that our life would be part junk and part greatness, not some of the time, all of the time. Who are you becoming as a result of the goals that you're currently pursuing? In light of the person that you want to become, in light of the goals that you want to achieve, what should you be thinking about most of the time? I say you should be thinking about what's lovely, what's pure, what's gracious, what's true, what's excellent, what's worthy of praise. If you do that, you'll be thinking like God thinks. You'll bring out the best in yourself. You'll bring out the best in others. That's my encouragement for you. Think 4-8. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.